So last week we tested these 2012 MB/MC irons from TaylorMade, and the results were pretty remarkable. These irons could still hang with stuff from 2024. They just lacked a little bit in the forgiveness. The comments were there. I got to thinking a lot, like, I got to take these out on the golf course, but I want to go even more down that time machine. So I've got my full set of clubs from 2013. Those irons, the R1, the RBZ Stage 2, an Adams Hybrid, my putter, and the ATV wedges. This is the set I used for that first year of PGA Tour Canada. We're gonna go play 6 holes today and see how these clubs hang and see if we can keep it under par. So we're gonna do holes 4 through 9 here at Southampton. Got to give you a little bit of numbers on these drivers for sure. High, spinny. Woo, yeah. So 2012 was also the year the ATV wedge came out from TaylorMade, and I remember being a fitter and just thinking this was so cool. I look at it now, leading edge is a little too round for my liking, but the turf interaction was pretty wild with this. Used again, this wedge for probably 2-3 years, 4 years maybe. Pull. Got a birdie putt. And if you've been watching the channel since we started this in 2017, this was the putter I used then. I used this putter, the Railer Ghost, from 2012 to 2019 until Spider X. Stretch, 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 stretch. Gosh, the face feels so different compared to how soft Spider X is. A little more solid. Just, gosh, it's high. Number's a little bit better though. Ball speed's good. Nice. I'll tell you what though, hitting a few balls in the range, playing the 3 holes leading up to starting filming, the nostalgia's thick today. I remember that 2013, the first year of PGA Tour Canada. I had conditional status. I think I got in 2 tournaments, missed both of those cuts by a million, but I had a pretty good summer, like playing Great Lakes Tour stuff, maybe a Hooters Tour event here or there. I loved my clubs back then. They sound so different now. The flight is so different now. Like, so much has changed since 2012, 2013, but a lot has stayed the same. But in irons and wedges is so much similar, but in drivers and woods, it's light years how different they fly and they sound. See, this is a little bit of a challenge because back then I played 2 wedges, really, 54-60. I had a 3-iron, 2-iron. But 3 years ago in 2021, I got rid of the 3-iron, went 52, 56, 60. So my wedge spacing is different, but I was a longer hitter then, so I didn't need as many wedges. But this now like 104 yards is a really smooth 56. Now I have a 54 that I have to take a wee bit off. Not so cut and dry as my current setup. Is that there? Sit. Yeah, the distance control, definitely a bit of a challenge. Going back to a 54 degree when you haven't played with one since, in 3-4 years. In 2013, I'd be licking my chops from 104, not 24 feet. Oh, hit it. Just while we wait on the tee, little what's in the bag of what this was. This was the R1 Tour V2 head. So this was a Tour van head, 420 cc's, Acura Tour Z M5 in the R1 Tour van branding. Because when you played on PGA Tour Canada back then, you still got like PGA Tour issued stuff. So it was kind of cool. And this is when TaylorMade had different sized heads. Now it's like just the head's the head. Yeah, this was the 420 cc. This was a bomb of a driver. Let's see if I can get one a little lower right now and give this par 5 a scare. Yeah, that felt really solid. Still spinning like crazy, but numbers aren't terrible. Yeah, 2013, it was a pretty fun year for me because like my career that basically went on hiatus in 2011 because of my health kind of came back. 2011, I went on hiatus. 2012, I worked for TaylorMade. 2013, I started playing more full-time again. PGA Tour did a whole video on me and my mental health and my struggles. I'll link that below. It's a YouTube video they made for the PGA Tour Canada show. It's emotional, especially given with what happened to Grayson Murray a couple months ago, that was me. I walked in those shoes for a very long time in the PGA Tour. Over 10 years ago, was talking about mental health. It was a very surreal experience. I played terrible that week. Obviously, there was a lot of pressure. But like, I had some really cool moments on the Great Lakes Tour. Like I said, I had one, shot 3 under the first round, tied for the lead with 2 other guys. Was playing really well the second round. I was 2 under with a few holes left. They had played poorly, so I basically had a 2-stroke lead to someone that had already finished. And I was just hitting middle of the greens, making pars, hitting middle of the greens, making pars. The last hole, 2-stroke lead. I don't think I was aware I had a 2-stroke lead. Thought maybe I was up by 1 or whatever. Par 3 over water. Punched a 5-iron, got out in front of it, boom, in the water. You hit in the water on a par 3 on your first shot, you're basically making double bogey. So I made double bogey, and it turns out, yes, I was only leading by 1, so I lost by 1. Yeah, to shoot 3 under for the 69-72. Lost by 1, double bogey in the last hole. Painful stuff. Painful memories, this game. So we got 238 right in between clubs. I had an Adams Idea Pro Black hybrid, kind of like 2-iron that lived in the bag from like 2010, I think, to about 2013. I don't think I want to hit it right now. I think it's maybe too much, or I don't know where it's going. I don't think this 3-iron's quite enough, but we're a little downwind, so let's just crack this MC 3-iron and see if we can run something up to the green. Oh, I clanked it off the toe. It's going to be short, but it's a good leave. Yeah, probably like 15 yards short. Not forgiving, like I said. See, these were the shots that when I look back, I love being a 54-degree player, because that little kind of gap wedge between a gap wedge and a sand wedge made for these little pitch and runs to be a lot easier, because sometimes 56 was just a little bit too much loft, or 52's not enough loft. I really liked having 54 for these shots. I always licked my chops at shots like this and see if I can do something good. Stretch it. Stretch. I don't want really good tester. I don't. Let's see if we can make a birdie with the old clubs. This putter is over an inch shorter than my current putter too, so it's a little different feel. Birdie time. That's how you do it. All right, let's see if we can sling something around and back there with this wind. Oh, I slung it, but I slung it way too early. That was terrible. That's in the bunker. Ugh, that was awful. Yuck. So you catch those MB irons thin, and it feels and sounds like you hit a 2x4. That, if it was colder, that would have hurt so much to catch that thin. Now we gotta get the ATV to get us up and down for par here. Sit down. Oh. This is a testy little one now. Yeesh. All right, this was your bread and butter back in the day. Let's see if you can do it again. Never a doubt, come on. Oh, baby. You're seeing, I mean, the clubs still perform well 11, 12 years on, but they're nowhere near optimal, and I'm hitting them well. Like, I'm driving it well, so seeing these things spinning 3,000, 3,300 RPMs, yeah, you could kind of change the shaft and try to optimize the conditions a little bit more to get better ball flight, but with that much spin, a bad one is probably really bad. And the irons just aren't as forgiving as newer irons. And the wedge is kind of the same thing. They feel a little bit harder. It's just, there's advances in technology that you can still get a lot out of the clubs from 10 to 12 years ago, but you're leaving a lot on the table. And I'm hitting it well. So if I was hitting it bad, this could be a whole other story. And I haven't had to hit the 3-wood or the 2-iron yet, because those are the two clubs that I feel are like the biggest wild card for me today, and if I were to play with these, because even a few shots in the range, they're the most unfit for me, so they could give me some of the worst results, or just the not even close to what I wanted. So yeah, the clubs from back then are still really, really good, but the stuff from today is just better. It's it's better in terms of forgiveness and quality of bad shots, because that's what golf is. It's all about how good your bat is. I tried to hit it lower and woo! Didn't pick it up. So this is a fun one here. 165, got a good amount of wind here. This is a player's shot. Grab your 7-iron, flight it, control it. I mean, back in the day, these clubs felt so good hitting shots like this, especially when you hit them well. So let's hope I can do that right now and get those feelings. Oh, I think I caught it off the toe. I think that's short. Yeah. Talk about like no forgiveness. That is 9 yards short. Oh, it did. It kind of did and it didn't. It bounced left. Had to fly over that dead spot and it just bounced left on me. Happy with the shot. Just a kind of crummy bounce. The wedges feel really good around the greens. They still feel really solid the way they interact with the turf. Oh, that cup is destroyed. Look at that. That should have gone in. Oh well, nice bogey. All right, last one of the day. Let's make it count. Let's make it special. Oh, I hit it so bad it's not even close to the trees. Oh, we gotta lay up. You see, if I was really playing right now, I wouldn't be hitting a 3-wood. But I think because we're on a little bit of an upslope, this thing is just a high spinny bomb for me. I'm just gonna try to hit a 3-wood up and over these trees and see how close we can get to the green. So big high slice. Basically just do what you did with that tee shot. Yeah, I just pulled it straight into the bush. Well, I pulled it straight into the bush and it just came out. So the risk-reward gods were in our favor there. It just smashed into this tree and fell straight down. So we have 98 yards to a pin you can't really see. A little into. Kind of don't know how good or bad that is. I think we're putting. So in summary, could I use these golf clubs? Well, absolutely I could. Should I use them? No. There's just better stuff out there. So would I use them? No. But if these were all I could get my hands on, and if money were an issue and I just couldn't afford something new or to get fit, well then yeah, use what you can get. But if you can get your hands on something more fit to you, more modern, I would highly recommend doing that, because it will just make the game a little bit more enjoyable, because your bad will just be a little bit more better. Come on, man. We almost snuck it under par. I hope you enjoyed that video though. That was a lot of fun, but these clubs I think can stay on the shelf. We'll see you in the next one.